Overthinking is when your mind keeps racing, repeatedly going over the same thoughts, almost like a car stuck in the mud, spinning its wheels but going nowhere. So, how do we break out of this cycle? By the end of this video, you'll gain the key to stop overthinking. Why do we overthink? First, we have to understand why overthinking happens. You might wonder, why does my brain keep going over the same things? Well, our brains are designed to solve problems and make sense of the world around us. But sometimes life gets a little too complicated. Or maybe we're dealing with things that don't have clear answers. Maybe it's something big, like losing someone you love, or going through a tough time with friends. Or maybe it's something small, like a little mistake you made, but you can't stop thinking about it. There are two types of overthinking that we usually experience. Jumping around from thought to thought. Have you ever had days when you're thinking about one thing, then another, and then another, all at once? Your mind just feels like it's jumping from one thought to another like a kangaroo. This is one type of overthinking where there's so much in our heads that we don't even know what to focus on. Getting stuck on one thought. Sometimes overthinking is when we're stuck on just one thing. Maybe something happened that upset us, and we keep thinking about it, trying to understand why it happened, what we could have done differently, or how it might change things in the future. Either way, both types of overthinking can leave us feeling restless, frustrated, and tired. We end up stuck, and instead of finding a solution, we just spin in circles. The world won't change, but we can change how we think. Here's something important to remember. Life is not going to get easier just because we hope it will. We're all going to face hard times, and that's simply a part of life. Maybe we'll lose things, or people we love, or maybe we'll go through things that just don't make sense. Sometimes people will hurt us even when we didn't do anything wrong. So, waiting for a perfect, peaceful world will keep us disappointed, because life is always going to have ups and downs. But even if we can't change life's challenges, there is something we can change: our own minds. By learning how to understand and calm our thoughts, we can train ourselves to stop overthinking and find peace, even when things are tough. Step 1. Focus on what matters. One of the most powerful tools to stop overthinking is learning focus. If your mind is like a flashlight, focus helps you shine that light on one thing instead of all over the place. Focus is important because when we're always thinking about everything at once, it's like trying to watch 10 different movies at the same time. Everything gets confusing and hard to understand. But how do we choose what to focus on? There are so many things in life that seem important: school, friends, family, hobbies, social media, and more. So, here's a trick. Try to think about what matters most to you right now. What's the one thing that will help you grow, feel happier, or get closer to your goals? For example, maybe you're worried about a friend who said something hurtful, but you also have a big project due in school. You might choose to focus on your project first because it's something you can control and finish. Then, after that, you can give attention to your friend and think about how to solve things. Step 2. Take a deep breath and be present. Another key to stopping overthinking is mindfulness, which just means paying close attention to what's happening right now, instead of getting lost in thoughts about the past or future. Here's a simple exercise. When you start feeling overwhelmed, take a deep breath. Feel the air coming in and going out. Listen to the sounds around you. Notice how your body feels. This brings your focus to the present moment, where you're safe and calm. You can also choose a mindfulness object. This could be your breath, like we just practiced, or it could be something else like a slow movement. For example, when you move your hands up and down, focus on just that movement. How does it feel? By focusing on one small thing, you train your mind to stay calm and centered, even if there are a million things going on around you. Step 3. Practice letting go of control. A lot of times, overthinking happens because we're trying to control everything around us. We want everything to go perfectly, but that's just not possible. Not everything in life is something we can change, no matter how much we think about it. One way to let go of overthinking is to practice acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean you agree with everything that happens or that you're giving up. It means you recognize that some things are just out of your hands. For example, if you've had a fight with a friend and you keep thinking about it, ask yourself, can I change what happened? If the answer is no, let it go for now. Trust that with time, you'll find a way to make things better, but for now, there's no need to keep going over it. Step 4. Switch between focus and openness. Imagine you're driving a car. When you drive, you have to focus on the road, but you also have to be aware of everything else, like the other cars, the signs, and the people walking. This is a lot like how our mind works. We need to be able to focus on one thing when we need to, but we also need to stay open to everything else happening around us. This is a balance that we can practice. When you start overthinking, try to switch from being super focused on one thing to being a little more open. For example, if you're stuck on a worry, take a break to do something that feels relaxing or fun. This lets your mind shift and helps you come back to your thoughts later with a clearer, calmer view. Step 5. Build strength through hard times. Life isn't going to get easier, but we can get stronger. Sometimes we think that if we avoid pain or problems, they'll just go away. But actually, facing our challenges makes us stronger over time. Think about it like exercising a muscle. Each time you lift weights, your muscles get a little stronger. It's the same with our minds. Each time we face something hard and find a way to stay calm, we build mental strength. For example, if you lose something or someone important, it's natural to feel sad or even lost. But instead of letting that pain control you, you can choose to face it. Maybe it's a friend who's hurt you, or maybe you lost an opportunity. Take a deep breath and ask, what can I learn from this? By facing pain, we learn how to manage it better next time. Step 6. Make a daily practice. All these steps, focus, mindfulness, letting go, switching perspectives, and building strength, are skills we can practice every day. Start small. Maybe spend 5 minutes each morning focusing on your breath, or practice noticing your thoughts without letting them control you. Over time, these practices become easier, and your mind becomes more peaceful. Life may still bring challenges, but you'll find you can handle them without overthinking or feeling overwhelmed. You'll have tools to bring your mind back to calm, even on tough days. Remember, you are stronger than you think. Stopping overthinking is not about making life perfect or removing every challenge. It's about knowing that you have the power to control your response. You have the strength to focus on what matters, to stay present, to let go of things you can't control, and to grow through hard times. So next time you feel stuck in your thoughts, remember that it's okay. Take a breath, focus on one thing, and give yourself the gift of patience. You have everything you need to find peace right inside you.